Hello and welcome to NDTV 24/7. I'm Rohit Wellington. Let's begin with our top story. 9 parties, including the BJP and the Congress, were held guilty of contempt and 8 of them fined on Tuesday for not widely publicizing the criminal records of their 2020 Bihar candidates. The parties refused to wake up from deep slumber. That's what the Supreme Court said. And in a separate case, to stop the state governments from misusing their powers, the court also said that criminal cases against MLAs or MPs cannot be withdrawn without approval from high courts.
Supreme Court steps in to cleanse politics. Less than a year after the Bihar elections, almost all major parties participating have been held guilty of contempt of court for not widely publicizing criminal background of candidates in Bihar Assembly polls. While CPM and NCP have been fined Rs 5 lakh each for not publishing their list of candidates with pending criminal cases, 6 parties including BJP and Congress fined 1 lakh each for publishing the lists in newspapers with relatively low circulation, not the top ones. Now parties have to publish criminal antecedents of candidates within 48 hours of selection, and the Election Commission's been told to monitor this. The verdict says that 51% of the winning candidates in Bihar have serious criminal cases against them like murder, kidnapping, rape, etc. Although it acknowledged a possibility of a rival implicating someone falsely as a political vendetta. Sending out a warning to political parties, the top court said, despite repeated appeals, political parties refuse to wake up from deep slumber, fallen on deaf ears. Political lawmakers will wake up soon and carry out major surgery for weeding out malignancy of criminalization of politics. Though we want to do something urgently, but our hands are tied, we can't encroach the domain of legislature.
क्राइम रिपोर्ट होता है या जो भी केसेस उन पे लगे होते हैं वो सारे वेबसाइट पे पब्लिकली ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल हैं। तो इसमें किस तरीके से बदलाव आएगा मैं नहीं समझ पा रही हूँ और व्हाट इट अचीव्स। अगर सही बदलाव लाना है तो इलेक्शन रिफॉर्म्स बहुत जरूरी है। आई डोंट थिंक ये बिट्स एंड पीसेस में काम होने चाहिए।
In a separate case on speeding up of criminal cases against MP and MLAs, Chief Justice Bench clipped the powers of state governments to withdraw cases against ruling party leaders. The court says states cannot withdraw cases without a High Court's go-ahead. Slamming the centre, Chief Justice of India said, "We were told that the government is very much serious about completion of trials against MPs and MLAs, but there is nothing you have done. We can say this much."
The top court says its hands are tied as it cannot encroach upon the legislative domain to make a law, leaving to the lawmakers to do the needful. But the lawmakers are hesitant to come out with a strong law saying this will be misused to frame innocent politicians. In New Delhi with Sukirti Dwivedi, this is Arunachalam Vaidyanathan for NDTV.
The other big story amid intense fighting with the Taliban, the Indian embassy in Kabul on Tuesday put out a security advisory for Indian nationals in Afghanistan, asking Indians to leave Afghanistan before commercial flights cease to operate. Indian companies have been asked to withdraw their employees from Afghanistan and facilitate immediate travel back to India. Vishnu Shom has more.
It's quite likely that Kabul will remain a fort and outside Kabul there'd be many problems. Today the government of India is evacuating Indian nationals and diplomats from Mazar-e-Sharif. That's a very large city to the north of Afghanistan, and they've sent out a tweet and sent out messages to any Indians who actually want to be evacuated along with the diplomatic corps over there to actually leave. But more than anything else, they've also issued a very strong security advisory where they're saying, and I quote, "As violence in many parts of Afghanistan has escalated, commercial air travel services to many provinces are discontinued. All Indian nationals visiting and staying in Afghanistan are strongly advised to keep themselves updated on the availability of commercial flights from various parts of Afghanistan and make immediate travel arrangements to return to India." In fact, they've gone further and said that Indian companies operating in Afghanistan are strongly advised to immediately withdraw their Indian employees. So this is as clear a message as possible for evacuation. The government of India telling Indian nationals it's time to leave.
Let's shift focus to COVID now. India reported 28,204 cases in the last 24 hours. This is the lowest in 147 days. But the government has said that some states are showing R value, or the reproductive rate of the coronavirus, over 1. And that could be a cause of concern.
Cases may have hit a 147-day low today, but the government has flagged a worry in big North Indian states. UP, Madhya Pradesh, even Punjab, Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh have a reproduction number above 1, indicating a growth trajectory of cases. If it crosses 1, then each person with COVID is infecting at least one more person.
अगर reproductive number more than 1 है, तो हमारे लिए एक major cause of concern होता है, जिससे पता लगता है कि नए cases अधिक गति से आना शुरू हो गए हैं, यानी एक आदमी ने एक से अधिक आदमी को इन्फेक्ट किया, उसने फिर एक से अधिक आदमी को इन्फेक्ट किया और हमारे केसेस की संख्या बढ़ती रहती है.
4 states have an R value of 1 that is already increasing or likely to increase. Punjab is at 1.3 and increasing. Himachal Pradesh is at 1.3 as well and likely increasing. Dr. Chandrakant Laharia, an epidemiologist and public health expert, says that we should avoid being too optimistic about this drop in cases.
This stage of pandemic, we should avoid simplistic approach of using single parameter to make any inference. Yeah, this is important that number of cases have come down, but we should be mindful that during this period, especially in the last week, number of daily COVID-19 tests done in Kerala and Maharashtra have come down drastically.
The fall in daily cases needs to be taken with a grain of salt. The pandemic is not over and it's too soon for markets to begin crowding like this. At this point, the laggard vaccination drive needs to catch speed. With Xavier Thomas, Meher Pandey for NDTV.
Government has said that only one state has till now reported a suspected death due to oxygen shortage during the second wave of coronavirus earlier this year.
राज्यों से यह सवाल पूछा गया था कि ऑक्सीजन से संबंधित आपके यहाँ कोई डेथ है. जब पार्लियामेंट में है क्वेश्चन आया तो स्पेसिफिक वे में भी उनसे पूछा गया था और हमें अब तक जो रिपोर्ट आई है उसमें एक राज्य से सस्पेक्ट के बारे में बताया गया. अभी तक किसी राज्य से जिनसे भी हमें रिपोर्ट आई है उन्होंने यह नहीं बताया कि ऑक्सीजन रिलेटेड कोई डेथ उन्होंने स्पेसिफिकली रिपोर्ट की है.
Now, the Maharashtra government has allowed fully vaccinated people to use local trains from the 15th of August. However, the city's younger population, especially in the 18 to 44 age group, may have to wait longer since many are yet to receive their second dose. Purva Chitnis reports.
Come Independence Day, Mumbai's Lifeline, the local trains, will be reopened for public. Currently, only essential workers are allowed on these trains. But here's the catch. Only those who are fully vaccinated and 14 days have passed since the second dose will be allowed to board.
15 ऑगस्ट पासून लोकल माझ्या मुंबईतल्या नागरिकांना तिचा उपयोग करता येईल. मात्र तो करताना पहिल्या टप्प्यामध्ये ज्यांनी लसीचे दोन्ही डोस घेतलेले आहेत आणि लसीचे दोन्ही डोस घेऊन ज्यांना 14 दिवस झालेले आहेत त्यांच्यासाठी पहिली आपण ही मुभा देतो आहोत.
Here how it is going to work. In 2 days, a mobile application designed specifically to check authenticity of vaccine certificate for access passes will be ready. A QR code based pass will be available at stations across the suburban railway network. A total of 358 help desks to be set up at 53 railway stations in Mumbai Municipal Corporation area. Help desk will also be open at 109 stations across the MMR region. Citizens can approach the stations nearest to their house for verification. The BMC warns strict legal action will be taken if fake or bogus certificates are found. The government says 19 lakh people will benefit. But in Mumbai, less than 3% of the population between the age group of 18 to 44 are fully vaccinated. It is this age group that form most of the working class that travels by train from the suburbs. The situation is same in neighboring districts like Thane, Palghar, where commuters board these trains to head into the city.
मैंने रजिस्टर किया है लेकिन अभी तक स्लॉट वो अवेलेबल नहीं हो रहा है.
कल्याण से लिटरली 9 बजे से मैं निकली हूँ घर से और यहाँ पे हाई कोर्ट में 3 o'clock को पहुँची हूँ बाय बस. दूसरा अभी 2 months है और
आसानी से मिलते भी
नहीं मिलते हैं.
A major hurdle in enabling the public to return to local train travel is vaccination. Mumbai is facing vaccine shortage due to erratic supply of vaccine doses from the centre. Even today, only 35 centres out of the 314 government-run centres were opened for vaccination.
हम तो वही प्रयास कर रहे हैं कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को वैक्सीन मिले और वैक्सीन लेके 2 कंप्लीट डोज करके थर्ड वेव आने वाले को तैयार रहे.
Although the government is allowing fully vaccinated people to travel by train, but the speed of vaccination needs to be increased, else not many people will get the benefit of it. In Mumbai with camera person Rajendra Dayalkar, this is Purva Chitnis for NDTV.
In some other news, the Lok Sabha on Tuesday passed a bill which, when it becomes law, will allow states and union territories to draw up their own list of the other backward communities or OBCs. These lists can be different from the central government's. The bill was cleared with 385 votes for and none against it. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi tweeted, "I thank all members of Lok Sabha for supporting the Constitution 127th Amendment Bill 2021. Once passed in Rajya Sabha, this bill will go a long way in protecting the interests of OBCs." Punjab Chief Minister Amarinder Singh on Tuesday complained to Sonia Gandhi that Navjot Singh Sidhu's criticism of his government does not augur well for the smooth functioning as he met with the Congress president days after a fragile truce with his in-house rival. Sonia Gandhi reportedly stressed that the Chief Minister and Navjot Sidhu was recently appointed the Punjab Congress chief as part of a peace deal ahead of the state polls must work together. She directed that both the state government and the Congress unit in Punjab must work together and not on cross purposes. That's what the Congress's Punjab in charge, Harish Rawat, said after the meeting. 6 men, including Supreme Court lawyer and former Delhi BJP spokesperson Ashwini Upadhyay, have been arrested by the Delhi police in connection with the alleged inflammatory and anti-Muslim slogans at Jantar Mantar on Sunday.
A BJP leader, a Supreme Court lawyer, Ashwini Upadhyay is among the 6 people arrested for his role in this protest last Sunday at Jantar Mantar near Parliament, where violent anti-Muslim remarks were made. Upadhyay, who is former Delhi BJP spokesperson, claims he has no relation with the Save India Foundation, who put out tweets and press notes. However, he said he'd been actively promoting the event on his social media. Preet Singh, the president of Save India Foundation, who organized the event, conducted a Facebook Live where he claimed those making anti-Muslim comments are kids who made a mistake.
बच्चा है, बच्चों से गलती होती है. वो मैंने वीडियो देखा, उससे गलती हुई है. हमारे संगठन के किसी भी व्यक्ति ने हमारी आयोजन समिति की तरफ से कोई भी किसी भी जाति विशेष के लिए, किसी भी पंथ, किसी भी मजहब के लिए कोई विरोध के नारे नहीं लगे.
While the Delhi police said no permission was given to the group to conduct the event, Preet Singh seems to be suggesting otherwise.
कार्यक्रम में जो लोग इकट्ठे हुए थे, किसी को कोई किसी प्रकार की परमिशन नहीं थी.
ये कार्यक्रम 100% देश हित में था. पुलिस ने हमारा सहयोग किया, हमने पुलिस का सहयोग किया.
That we had registered an FIR in this matter, and today we have arrested 6 people in this case. We had received an application in which Mr. Ashwini Upadhyay, he had signed that. We had rejected this request.
Meanwhile, Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh attacked the Home Minister and the Delhi police.
देखिए, जब से अमित शाह जी देश के गृह मंत्री बने हैं, दिल्ली की कानून व्यवस्था को कबाड़ा कर दिया उन्होंने.
Delhi has witnessed hate speech and riots in the recent past. While Mr. Ashwini Upadhyay claims that these slogans were made after he left the venue, the president of the organization that organized this event has defended these slogans, calling it an innocent remark. In New Delhi, Shanakshi Chakravarti for NDTV.
Welcome back. Months ahead of the crucial state polls in Uttar Pradesh, Prime Minister Modi on Tuesday relaunched the Ujjwala 2.0 scheme, granting free gas cylinders for the poor. The new version of the scheme makes it easy for migrants to get gas connections. But a big worry remains, how many are actually using the Ujjwala cylinders regularly? Alok Pandey reports.
एकता जी, आप गैस का कनेक्शन इस्तेमाल कर रही हैं, आपको धुएं से राहत मिली. पहले क्या हाल था, किस प्रकार से जीवन चलता था?
A relaunch of the Ujjwala scheme by Prime Minister Modi from UP's Mahoba district just months before crucial assembly elections in the state.
आप सब बहनों का आशीर्वाद बना रहे।
हमारा आशीर्वाद जिंदगी भर, हमारी उम्र लग जाए आपको, ऐसे ही आप बने रहें।
The free cooking gas cylinder connection is now being given to 1 crore more people, mostly migrant workers. Since its launch 5 years ago, there are already 8 crore Ujjwala beneficiaries. Uttar Pradesh, along with Bihar, supplies the bulk of migrant laborers.
अब मेरे श्रमिक साथियों को एड्रेस के प्रमाण के लिए इधर उधर भटकने की जरूरत नहीं है। सरकार को आपकी ईमानदारी पर पूरा भरोसा है। आपको अपने पते का सिर्फ एक सेल्फ डिक्लेरेशन यानी खुद लिखकर देना है और आपको गैस कनेक्शन मिल जाएगा।
The government claims that because of Ujjwala, almost all households in the country now have an LPG connection. But how many of these Ujjwala cylinders are actually getting refilled? According to recent government data, the number of domestic LPG consumers went up by 30% in 5 years after Ujjwala was launched in 2016. But the rise in LPG consumption for the same period was about 10% less. In western UP's Hapur, less than 100 kilometers from Delhi, Husnara Begum's family got a Ujjwala connection in 2017, but has managed just 8 refills in 4 years.
हमारे पास पैसे नहीं है इतने जो हम गैस पे काम करेंगे, हमने इसे चूल्हे पे करते हैं।
This is what it means for the poorest customers. This is how inflation has made it worse for the poorest consumers. In less than a year, the price of a cylinder has gone up by over 200 rupees, while the subsidy is just rupees 35, even for Ujjwala households. With Mohammad Adnan, Jitendra Kishore and Rajesh Gupta, this is Alok Pandey, NDTV.
Zomato announced its April to June quarter results for the financial year 2021-22, reporting a net loss of 356 crores on the consolidated basis compared to a loss of 99.8 crore in the year-ago period due to higher expenses as the company's dining out business was impacted due to the COVID pandemic. This is the first quarterly earnings update of the country's leading food aggregator since its stellar stock market debut last month. And finally, gold medalist Neeraj Chopra told NDTV that he will not let his Olympic success go to his head. He credits his family for keeping him grounded.
Ye endorsements, the big cash, the big money which will come, how will your life change?
बिल्कुल मुझे लगता है कि पहली बात तो मैं यही बोलूँगा कि मेरा जो पूरा फोकस था अपना गेम पे, मेडल पे था, और अगर ऑटोमेटिकली अगर आप ऐसा कर पाओ तो सभी कुछ स्पॉन्सर्स या पैसे वो आपको मिल जाते हैं, पर बिल्कुल ये चीज़ आएंगी और मैं कोशिश करूँगा कि इनको अच्छी जगह पे लगा सकूँ या फिर जिसको हेल्प चाहिए उसको हेल्प कर सकूँ जो मैं करना चाहता हूँ। और बस सबसे बड़ी बात है कि मेरा फोकस मैं गेम पे रखूंगा और उसी पे मैं रखना चाहता हूं। मैं बस यही चाहूंगा कि ये बस मेरे सिर पे ना चढ़े तो मुझे खुशी होगी और मैं अपना गेम करूं और अच्छे से।
आपके पेरेंट्स और आपके फ्रेंड्स जो आपको शायद सबसे इमोशनली सपोर्ट किया है, उनके बारे में कहिए। आपके पिताजी या माताजी, कौन सबसे बड़े सपोर्टर थे आपके? और है
हमारी फैमिली जॉइंट है और अगर हमारी फैमिली में 17-18 मेंबर हैं तो सभी साथ में रहते हैं और मुझे लगता है माँ बाप की दुआएं और सपोर्ट तो रहा ही रहा और मैं बहुत लकी हूँ कि जो मुझे मेरे चाचा जी हैं और उनका ही बहुत ज़्यादा मेरे पीछे सपोर्ट है।
आपका नेक्स्ट इंडिविजुअल टारगेट क्या है?
अभी नेक्स्ट इंडिविजुअल टारगेट में अभी नेक्स्ट ईयर जो है हमारे कॉमनवेल्थ एशियन गेम्स और वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप है।
राजपूताना राइफल्स आपके लिए वो उसका इम्पोर्टेंस क्या है आपके लिए?
जो हमारा सेंटर है राजरीफ वो हमेशा ही उसमें बाकी पुराने एथलीट्स भी बहुत अच्छे रहे हैं और वो हमेशा ही स्पोर्ट्स को बहुत ज़्यादा सपोर्ट करते हैं।